Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to put an outline around this design, just in case you want to put this on a dark colored t-shirt. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select everything in the design. We're going to come up to Layer and duplicate it. Then we're going to come up to Edit, and we're going to just change the X position to move this duplicate out of the way. Then we're going to scroll down and we're going to weld everything that we can. And then we're going to come up to Layer, and we want to group everything that we just welded, and we are going to duplicate it again. And so we're going to come back up and we're going to change the Y position of what we just duplicated. Move this out of the way. We're going to come down here, go to Offset. We're going to set this to 0.08. We want to make sure selected original line is set to delete, and we're going to go OK. And we're going to select everything from this, and we're going to weld it. So now we're going to group these, and when we go to our layers view, we're going to just call this one the outline. And so now with this group here, what we're going to do is we're going to put the outline over it and get it centered as good as we can. Okay, we're going to want to make sure that our group is above the outline. So we can go ahead and minimize this group. Now we're going to select them both. We're going to come to Edit, and we are going to remove overlap. Now we can come to our Edit here, and all these different colors, we can select all those and just delete them. And all the way down to here, just delete them. And so now what we've got is our overlapped shapes. And in this one, you'll notice that we have a lot of extraneous things. And so I'm going to right click on this shape here. We're going to go to Edit, and we are going to divide. Now that's going to give us a lot of the individual little cut files here that we can get rid of. So we'll go to Layers, and I'm just going to get rid of everything here except for the main ship. Now I want you to notice we have a screwy little cut line right here, which is going to be next to impossible to get rid of. And so I'm going to show you how to do this so that we don't have that screwy little cut line. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and we're going to start over. So we're going to duplicate this layer. We will move it out of the way. Then we're going to come down here, we're going to weld as much as we can. And we're going to group this, and then we will duplicate it again. And we want to move the duplicate down this time. Then we're going to scroll down, and we're going to offset this duplicate. We want it set to 0.08, and we want to make sure that the selected original line is set to delete, and we'll click OK. And then we'll just select these all and weld them. And I'm going to right click and group, set my layers group, and I'm going to rename this one to outline. All right, now we're going to come back up to this one. Now this right here, I'm going to ungroup. And it's this particular cut file here that was causing the problem when we were trying to subtract. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger all the way around here. Then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to group it all again. Okay. And we'll just bring this on up here and line it up like this. We want to make sure that our group here is above the outline. So we've got the group and then the outline. We're going to hold down the Control key and select both of those. We're going to come to Edit, and then we're going to remove overlap. Now we can come back to our layers, and all these colors here down to here, we can go ahead and delete those. And so now what we've got left are our outlines here. And so once again, we're going to select this one and we will and in fact, for my original colors, which are the colors over here, I'm going to minimize those so that we have as few open as we can. Okay, so I'm going to select this shape here. We're going to edit, and we are going to divide. And now we can come back to our layers, and all these individual little layers here up to our main ship here. We will select those and delete them. And so now we've got this. We're going to go ahead and we're going to group these. Select all of these and come up to Layer and Group. And we'll call this group Outline. And now we can click and drag this so that it's over our main scene. And we can zoom in if we need to do some fine tuning on getting this in place. And so, right like that, that looks pretty good. So I'll set my zoom back to 50. And that's how you get your outline. Now, one other thing you may want to do, you'll notice that I'm going to set my outline here and let's set a color so you can see exactly where the outline is. I'd like to have this O cut out so that the color of the shirt is showing through on the other side. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to add a square here. And I will set the color of this square to black. Say you want to put this on a black t-shirt, right-click, arrange, and send to back. And you can see the shirt is not showing through on that O. And so what we can do here is I'm going to zoom out here, and I'm going to come to Path, and I'm just going to click around here, and I'm going to add a new cut file. Okay, so we have that cut file there. So that's this new shape in our layers view. And temporarily, I am going to ungroup my outline. And so I am going to move the O, because that's where, this is the one that I'm going to want to subtract. And I want to make sure that the shape I just drew is on the top. I'm going to come to Edit, and I am going to remove overlap. And there you see now that the t-shirt is going to show through. We can go back to our layer view. I can delete this shape now that I had manually drawn. And we can regroup these and call this the outline. So now let's set our zoom back to 50%. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this black background. But you can see here, now I can unselect all the different layers, and then we can send them one at a time. So you can send the outline layer, cut it out on your vinyl. Then you can set your black layer, cut it out on your vinyl. Your yellow layer, cut it out on your vinyl. Your blue, cut it out on your vinyl. And your gray, and cut it out on your vinyl. And then you can iron them all on. One thing I should mention though first, if you're using heat transfer vinyl, you're going to want to select everything, edit it, and you're going to want to go to transform and flip, because you're going to be cutting on the back side of HTV vinyl. And so don't forget to flip your design before you cut from the back side of your vinyl. If you're just using sticky vinyl, the adhesive vinyl, then you just flip it because you're cutting from the top of the vinyl this way. And so this is how you can make an outline around your design, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.